things that we're discovering and we're diving into today. So if you're here right now, if you're watching wherever you are in the world, let me know, comment. I would love to give you a little shout out. And I also just love when people are here, and I feel like it's a two-way conversation. So leave a comment, let me know your name, let me know where you're watching from, and I'd love to give you a little virtual hug. So if we haven't met before, by the way, my name is Melissa Griffin. And first of all, thanks for being here. Thanks if this is your first time with me, for watching and joining the party. I just appreciate you. I know that it takes time out of your day to be here, to prioritize coming to something like this. So thank you. I am a coach and a teacher and a philanthropist and a human lover. But what I really do is I help online entrepreneurs who want to up level in their business strategy. They want to grow their business, and they also want to grow their mindset and their personal development. So I take a more holistic approach to business coaching and helping entrepreneurs to grow their companies, because I think that if you've got all the strategy, you got the business tactics, but you don't have the inner alignment, you don't have the connection to yourself, you don't have the personal development and the mindset capacity, you'll always run into a block that will prevent you from growing your business. So that's take a more holistic approach to business growth so that you can actually get real results instead of just learning tactics that you don't implement. So let's just make sure. All right, cool. It looks like we do have people who are here. I'm going to close out of some of my other tabs on my computer because I know that makes the a little bit blurry when I've got too many open. And if you're anything like me, you have like 900 tabs open on your computer at all times. So that's cool. All right. So what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about of embodiment. And I think this is a really interesting because let's just say you follow a lot of people on maybe Instagram or social media, people that you look up to, people you admire, who they talk about things that you really align with, you really vibe with. Now, does it mean that just because someone is saying something that they are also doing it, that they are living it? And the answer is no. So this is the difference. And also for you too, are you doing the things that you're saying, or are you saying them but not actually doing them? To me, this is the difference between embodiment and logic, or embodiment and knowledge, right? Like actually being it versus saying it. And so how do we do this? And so important. The reason why it's so important, obviously, is because if you're talking about it, but you're not being about it, then you're not actually helping yourself get to the next level. Because if your next level in your life, in your relationships, in your business requires you to be about the things that you're talking about, and you're not, then you're not creating a path to that next level, to whatever your next level looks like. Everyone's next level looks different. So I want you to just kind of visualize, what does your next level look like? Who are you being in your next level of yourself? And when I talk about next level, I'm really talking about who you are in the world. How are you showing up? How do you respond to difficult people? How do you show up in your relationships and your friendships when you're at that next level beyond a little bit where you are right now? What does your business look like? What kind of leader are you? What kind of CEO are you? How successful is your business? All of these things can determine what your next level looks like. And I think that life is just sort of this progression of next level to next level to next level, and just constant growth. And that's sort of the point, in my opinion, is just to continue growing as a human being. But you can't get to your next level until you're embodying the lessons from your current level. So you will get to this point where you gain awareness. You learn a lot of things about how to get to the next level. But there's a difference between knowledge, logic, awareness, and embodiment, or integration, if you want to call it that. Because the awareness, knowledge, logic stage is where you can rationally, logically understand something. You can understand why something is the right path, the aligned path. You can understand why something is important, why you want to be a certain way, why a certain tactic is something that you want to implement. But until you can embody that, where it's like, it's not something you actually have to consciously think about, you just are about it, then it becomes harder to get to that next level. So I hope this is making sense in terms of the difference between embodiment, integration, and logic. It's kind of like if you've ever said to a friend, logically, I know that this is true, but emotionally, I just can't accept it, or something like that. That is an example of when we haven't fully embodied the truth of something, the truth of who we are. Let me know if this is landing for you, if this is making sense, or if this is just like totally off the wall. What is she talking about? I don't get it. Let me know if this is landing in some capacity. And so when we're talking about your next level, what we're really talking about is the embodiment of your current level, the embodiment of where you're at right now in your life, and then the conscious awareness and embodiment and understanding of where you want to go, who that person is, and starting to integrate those qualities, that path, that understanding into yourself. And you might hear my dog, who is licking his feet. He loves to do that when I'm doing calls, actually. I think it's kind of like his attention mechanism. So for your next level, how do we get there? How do we start to embody something? Because maybe you can understand why this integration piece of actually linking up all of these new qualities is important. But how do we start to discover them? How do we start to integrate and embody them? Well, one of those ways is, and I talk about this method of awareness to alignment to action. I think this is sort of the three steps to have anything that you want in life that is true, that is true for you. So the first step is to create that awareness of what do you want? Who do you get to be in order to create that? What do you get to unlearn or undo inside of yourself in order to create that? And so creating just a lot of awareness around that. And I know that I've talked a lot about creating self-connection practices, creating stillness. I do have a podcast episode coming out tomorrow all about how to create stillness and self-connection, especially when you're feeling triggered or upset. So check that out tomorrow on Limitless Life, my podcast. But the first step is awareness of just understanding what qualities, what your next level looks like. And then the next step is alignment. So alignment is really just living in alignment with your truth, living in center with who you really are instead of the expectations of who you think you need to be. And so for alignment and living in alignment with your truth, now that you have this awareness of what your next level is and who you get to be in order to reach that next level, now you get to like realign yourself. It's kind of like going to the chiropractor, but for your mind, for your heart, for your soul, and thinking about where in my life is my spine out of alignment and how can I bring it back into alignment? So are there places where I'm not fully showing up as my aligned self, as my truth of who I am? And where can I start to bring those pieces back into alignment with who I really am? Do I get to have some honest conversations? Do I get to change something about my business or the way that I operate in the world? And then once you have a sense of alignment and you start to create those decisions in order to do that, then you can take action on those decisions and really just bring yourself back to your own center. And this to me is sort of the process to creating embodiment of your next level and really just getting to the next level, almost like a video game of growing and growing and growing in all of the ways in your life. And some of the ways that you can do this is by surrounding yourself with a community of people who are also working towards that next level in their own life. And this might seem like a really simple idea, surrounding yourself with a community. Cool, heard that one before, but are you actually doing it? Because this is also the difference between logic and embodiment. Yes, we know having a community, being surrounded by other people who are high performers and creating things in the world that we want to create. Yes, we know it's important, but embodiment would mean that you are actually living it, that you're actually seeking out those people and surrounding yourself with people who are also creating things on the same or similar path as you. So are you surrounded by people like that? And you've probably heard before that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, or that you interact with the most. And I believe that to my core, that if the 5 people that you interact with the most are not on a path that aligns with your truth, that pushes you to grow, that inspires you, then you are watering down your vision. And it doesn't mean you have to get rid of people. I would never say that. But it does mean that you get to be more conscious of where you spend your time and who you spend your time with, and start to bring in some more people, bring in more of a community. Find a community that you can be part of, a mastermind. Find people online and reach out to them. Maybe you have friends that you haven't caught up with in a while who are embodying that next level that you're seeking out. Reach out to them. It's really up to you to take the initiative on creating this sense of community within yourself. So that is one, is seeking out the community that you want to be surrounded by. And then another one is just understanding the vision of where you're going and why. Why is this vision so important to you? Why do you want to get to this next level? What would it bring to your life? What would it change about your life that you're not experiencing right now? Why is it so meaningful to you? And when you have a really clear vision, not only of why it's important, but also what it is, then it becomes a lot easier to move in that direction. When we don't have a vision, when our vision's kind of muddy, or it's like this amorphous blob, and we just don't really know what we're shooting for, what we're striving towards, or why, then we kind of walk in this almost misaligned direction. We don't know exactly where we're going. And so we go in a lot of different places, and it takes a lot longer. So getting really clear on what your next level looks like for you. And that last part is important, for you, of what does it look like for you, and not for somebody else or for your family or for your friends. What does it look like for you, and how can you start to really dig into your vision of what you want to create? What do you want to create by the end of 2020? What do you want to create in your business, in your relationships, your friendships, your home? What vision or goals do you have, and how are you then embodying that vision and those goals, so that you can get there? And something that might help you in terms of embodiment is thinking about who is this next level version of me? Maybe the next level version of you is like a 6-figure online business owner. Okay, if that's the case, how would they make decisions differently than the way that you're making decisions now? How would they show up in life differently than the way that you are showing up in life now? Would they react differently to certain situations? Would they react differently to certain clients? Would they show up differently in their business? How would they be showing up? You can even take it a step further. What if you're a 7-figure business owner? And I'm just throwing out these metric-based goals, but you can have whatever goals serve you. But how would they be showing up differently? And how would they be showing up, period? And then start to show up in a similar vein, show up and approach your life in a similar way, as if you've already created those results. And this is really the power of visualization combined with manifestation, combined with just pure action taking and embodiment, to create the kind of life now that you're striving towards for the future. Because as we've talked about before, the journey of getting somewhere is more important than the result that you end up creating. And so what if you could be that person that you're striving for right now? What if you don't have to wait until you get to some goal that you want to achieve, and you can actually just live as that person in this moment? What that would look like for you. And yeah, so just thinking about what actions can you take, who can you be that might be a little bit different than who you're being right now, and what that might create for you in your life if you're able to embody this new sense of self, right? Instead of, and thank you to, I can't see your name, but whoever's recapping this in the comments. Yeah, what actions can you take to align with that part of you that wants to get to this next level and what that next level even looks like? So clarity in your vision and then taking action towards that clarity. So something for me in terms of embodiment and just really considering my own next level in my life. So I've had my current website. If you've ever been to my website, melissagriffin.com, I've had that website for 5 years, and I designed it back in 2015. Which, if that says anything about it, I mean, I used to be a web designer, but it's pretty basic. So I think there's a lot of room for improvement there. But that website hasn't been updated basically in 5 years. Like, we haven't even updated. There's like a video of me from, I think, like 2016 or something on the homepage. It's just like we have not updated anything. And I think it's a really interesting symbol of my own evolution and embodiment of how from the inside out things will start to change, because we hired a web designer, I think in 2018, to redesign our website with just a new presence, a new design. And it was a pretty penny. We invested in the website, and then it was coming towards the launch day of the website a couple of years ago. And I remember just feeling really out of alignment with it. The design didn't feel like me. The copy, we worked with a copywriter to write the copy for the website, and that really didn't feel like me. And I remember just feeling like this isn't me. And I could put this website up because we paid for it, and I guess why not? It looks better than what we have. But it really just didn't feel aligned. And so I just canceled the whole thing. And we sat with our old dusty website that we still have for another couple of years while we worked on other projects and eventually found a new designer. And now the website is almost finished. We're releasing it tomorrow. We're doing last minute things today. And it feels completely aligned. I feel like it's me in a virtual website, and not even just me, my company and my community. And that's a big thing for me too, is that my brand is never really meant to be just about me. It's really meant to be about our team, our community, the work that we do as a whole. And it just feels like more of this embodiment of my own journey and who I am and my company is in the world now. And that was really important to me. And so when you start to embody these different facets of yourself, you start to show up in the world differently, and your expression in the world will start to look different. The way that you talk, the things that you create will be different, because there'll be a reflection of this almost inside out integration of new qualities and new pieces of yourself. I've really found with this whole website experience over the past few years is like, went stage of looking for a website when I wasn't fully connected to me, and then scrapping it because it didn't feel connected to me, because I wasn't connected to me, and then redoing the website a couple years later and having it feel like just this total culmination of years of work and integration and self-connection. And so I want you to just think about that for your own life and business, and where are the areas right now that feel sort of out of alignment, that feel like you're not showing up fully, where almost the same sort of analogy or connection of you're throwing away the website, like it doesn't feel aligned. Something about it's not feeling right to you. Doesn't feel like it's living in your truth. And what would that truth look like? And obviously, we're not just talking about your website. We're talking about any part of your life. What would that truth look like? And so what now gets to change in order to be in alignment with that truth? And once you're in alignment with your truth, I feel like getting to the next level is almost effortless. It just is, right? That just like is the natural progression of what gets to happen. So I cannot wait to share the website with you tomorrow. it's beautiful, but beyond being beautiful, it's more of an expression of what my company does now in the world, how we help people now, and who our community is now. I also have been working on this quiz. So if you have been with me for a while, last year I came out with a quiz on the 5 list building personality types to help you figure out which personality type you have in terms of how you should grow your email list. Because I don't think there's a one size fits all way to do anything. And so we created this personality driven way to grow your email list. We have a new quiz that we're coming out with tomorrow that I am so excited about. It's a money magnetism archetype. So I know that I talk about money, abundance, scarcity quite often, and I get a lot of questions about it. So I created this quiz where basically you can take the quiz, it takes just a few minutes, and then you get an archetype of essentially the mindset that is holding you back, you in particular, holding you back from earning more abundance, and then like a very in-depth guide on what you can do in order to create more abundance, to heal any of those thoughts or mindsets that are holding you back from creating the kind of money and abundance that you want, and joy and ease and fun and flow and all of those things too. And what you can do to actually realign yourself to create more money, to just more effortlessly create abundance in your life. So really excited to share that with you tomorrow too. Those are all coming out tomorrow. So I will post it here when the website is live. But until then, I just want to get you thinking about your own next level and your own embodiment and what that would look like for you if you were fully expressing yourself and integrating the things that you need to in order to get to the next phase of your own life. So I appreciate you. Thank you for being here and watching, and I will see you very soon. One other thing that I'll say before I go is that my mastermind is opening up for enrollment next week as well. So if you're interested in getting on the wait list for that, you want to hear about it first, the link to sign up for the wait list is boldabundancemastermind.com, boldabundancemastermind.com. You can get on the wait list and you'll be the first to hear about when those applications open. We do have a limited space for enrollment, so I recommend signing up for the wait list. Last time that we opened up applications in January, we sold out of the program. So boldabundancemastermind.com, you can sign up for the waitlist. It's a coaching program for about 6 months where you'll be in a small container of other online entrepreneurs to help you scale your business quickly and also work through any of those mindset blocks that are holding you back from being the leader that you've been meant to be. So sign up for the waitlist. You'll find out about that next week. And tomorrow, make sure to go to melissagriffin.com so you can check out the new website and take the money magnetism archetype quiz. All right, that's all I got for you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.